Esteban Manuel de Villegas, Matute, Larija, February 5, 1589, Nájera, Larija, September 3, 1669, was a 17th century Spanish poet. Biography. Villegas studied grammar in Madrid and later enrolled at the University of Salamanca in 1610. There he obtained a degree in law, though he never entered the legal profession. Though he was the royal treasurer in Nájera, he did not obtain any of the positions he wanted. Despite coming from a wealthy family, he spent his entire life in financial difficulties due to his numerous children and his continuous involvement in litigation. At the age of 36, he married Donna Antonia de Leyva Villegas, 20 years younger than him. In 1659 he was tried by the Inquisition, which accused him of believing himself in possession of the absolute truth. He was jailed after responding that he knew more about thorny questions than the Church Fathers. He wrote satires against religious communities. Many of these writings are lost, as they were confiscated by the Inquisition. The Inquisition condemned him to 4 years of exile in Santa Maria de Rebardenda, but he was pardoned after a year, and died at the age of 80 in Nájera. Works. Villegas wrote a lyrical book that was very original for its time, Las Eróticas, Nájera, 1618, later widely reprinted, especially by Sancha in Madrid, 1774 and 1797, the cover of which bore under a rising sun the motto Mi sergenti, quid isti? This book earned him more than a few enemies because of his excessive pride, and he tried to suppress the emblem of the copies that he could. Lope de la Vega referred to this in his Laurels for Apollo, but did not mention Villegas by name. The book is divided into 2 parts. The first is written in heptasyllables, imitation of Anacreontic style and matter. The second is in indicasyllables, being historical in content. It contained very delicate poems and short meters, which he managed with special skill. This book of poems contains very free translations of Horace, elegies, idylls, epigrams and some sonnets. It handles the syllables quantitatively and it uses Sapphic, Adonic, and Anacreontic meters rather than the forms then current in Spanish literature. This is why his poetry is purely formal, strictly following form and with many circumlocutions. For this reason he set a strong precedent for neoclassicism in the 18th century. His longer works have a strong flavor of culturano, as in his Ode to Philip III. His intention to introduce quantitative meter only appears in his introduction to the Adonicos Sapphicos, since these lend themselves well to a hendecasyllabic form, Dulce Vecino de la Verde Selva, Huspaterno dell'Abril Florido, Vital Aliento de la Madre Venus, Zefiro Blando. He also, fortunately, tried to adapt Spanish poetry to the Anacreontic style. He was imitated during the 18th century in this lyric subgenre, specially cultivated in Villegas' style, particularly by Juan Melendez Valdez and José Iglesias de la Casa. Also his gracefully rhythmic pastoral cantillas was much imitated. At an advanced stage, he translated Boethius de Consolation Philosophiae and, wiser after his encounter with the Inquisition, left in Latin the part corresponding to free will. He wrote in addition 2 volumes to Dissertationes in which he commented on the classics which had been lost. This work was lost into the hands of Father Martin Sarmiento shortly thereafter. In addition he composed Discurso contra las Comedias and Antiteatro, which were never published.